everyone, and welcome into Arizona Wildcats hockey. I'm Tom Callahan, joined by Sebastian Janik. And tonight, Sebastian, kind of a special game for these guys. The regular season is over in the ACHA, but the Arizona Coyotes Alumni Association in Tucson tonight. Number one, should be a lot of fun. Cool to see some former NHL vets out there skating, but also it's got to be a thrill for some of these players.
Yeah, I mean, some of these guys, I will say they're a tiny bit before my time, but you see some of the achievements they've had throughout their career, some truly prolific names coming out here on the ice. And for these guys to have, it's a nice little tune-up before we head out for the national tournament. You get to see some guys pulling off some moves you're probably never going to see anyone at your skill level pull off. And just in the pregame skate, and you pointed out to me to look for, the way these guys skate, their strides so effortless. These guys might be older and well past their NHL prime, but they never lose those hands, they never lose that IQ, and it's just a really fun way to watch some, pretty competitive hockey, but in a different format tonight.
Well, the other thing, too, is it's a little more free. You're not worried about taking a penalty, killing a penalty, working on the power play. The final score doesn't really matter, so maybe there's a little more freedom to try to execute some moves and maybe dangle a guy here or there. We may see some pretty creative plays.
I got a feeling that we might see one ankle broken or two on the U of A side of things, because you underestimate what one of these guys can do coming over the blue line, and they're going to be behind you before you know it. And it's a really great experience for these players and for even us as fans of hockey, just to get to watch NHL caliber guys, in this stage of their career and their life, who still are very passionate about the game, and it's just a great thing for the Tucson community as well.
It absolutely is, and we're going to have the intros coming up first of the NHL Coyotes alumni, then of course of the hometown University of Arizona Wildcats. A little bit different tonight, 2 runtime halves, so not 3 periods, but 2 runtime halves. We'll take a little intermission break at the halftime. Also, you're going to see a lot of the nameplates just say alumni, so we're going to try to keep up as much as we can. We might have some multiple numbers, still figuring out who everybody is, so bear with us a little bit. But if you are a longtime NHL fan, there's a couple of guys you'll recognize, and there's a Roadrunners connection tonight. Zbynek McCulloch, who finished his North American pro career coming here through Tucson with the Roadrunners a couple of years ago. He's going to be out there wearing number 4 tonight.
Yeah, he's a guy I've seen in a Coyotes jersey many times and in a Roadrunners jersey, and it'll be really cool to see him out here on the TCC ice.
All right, we're going to send it on down to the ice as the Coyotes alumni and the University of Arizona Wildcats come out, and should be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with the drop of the puck.
And here come your NHL alumni. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and hockey fans everywhere. Welcome to the Tucson Convention Center Arena for tonight's contest as your Wildcats face off with the NHL Alumni. And here's the starting lineup for the visiting alumni. Starting at left wing, number 14, Chris Walker. He's played 1 year in the MWHL, and he's a Phoenix, Arizona native. Starting at right wing, number 8, Dallas Drake. Drake has 16 years in the NHL, played with such teams as the Red Wings, Jets, Blues, and your Arizona Coyotes. Starting at the center position, number 17, Greg Adams. Adams has 17 years in the NHL with stints in New Jersey, Vancouver, Dallas, Nashville, and your Coyotes. Starting at left wing, number 6, Wayne McBean. McBean has 8 years in the NHL, which include the LA Kings, the Islanders, the Winnipeg Jets. Starting at right defense, number 77, Rob Cowie. He has 7 years in pro hockey in North America with the LA Kings and the Phoenix Roadrunners. And in the nets tonight for the visiting alumni, number 1, Daniel Pagarian. He's played with the San Diego Gulls in 2019 to 2020. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineup for your Arizona Wildcats. Starting at left wing, number 8, Riley McCauley. At right wing, number 19, Ryan Heck. At the center position for your Cats, number 33, Josh Lurman. At left defense, number 5, John Shively. At right defense, number 6, Ryan Fisher. And in the nets tonight for your Wildcats, number 35, Nolan Bivelsick. The head coach of your Cats is Chad Berman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats and face the south goal for tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave
And we are indeed getting set to go for tonight's game. Tom Callahan, Sebastian Janik here with you as we get set, Sebastian. Again, this is a game that, it's going to be kind of an interesting, kind of fun, maybe a little feel-good out there, a little ha-ha, but by the same token, I mean, hey, these guys know what they're doing, especially these NHL alumni. And you may not recognize every name, and maybe if you're a longer-time hockey fan, you may have an easier time recognizing some of these guys. But it's number one, it's going to be fun. Number two, it's just going to be a chance for U of A before heading to the national tournament to touch the ice one more time in, a semi-competitive environment and try to, keep their game skills sharp.
Yeah, and you can see from the starting lineup, Coach Chad Berman giving some guys who maybe haven't gotten as much ice time throughout the season. They get to take this first shift against, it's got to be an awesome experience. Former NHL guys, and you got to think these NHL guys are here to just, relax, have a good evening in Tucson, but there's a little bit of pride on the line here. You don't want the young guns, running you out of your own building in a way. So it'll be interesting to see kind of the pace. Nobody's going to exactly be, I don't think throwing the body on a forecheck quite tonight, but it'll just be cool to see, how these young guys can match up to guys who've proven themselves in the NHL many times. Good initial shot. So the first shift for the U of A, pretty strong here.
Nice to see, too, and some of these guys we'll get to here as we talk about it, but you'll see some of these NHLers, even the ones who might be pushing 50, 60 years old here in this game, they'll still have a couple of moves they're going to try out on these young fellas.
They don't lose their hands. They don't lose the IQ. They don't lose their sense of where they are on the ice, except turnover there. But the Alumni get it right back with a man
look at the goal hanging early down here. I can't tell you if that's actually Taylor Pyatt out there. It's Chris Walker on the roster. So even though it says Pyatt on the jersey, I'm going to assume it's not Taylor Pyatt and it's Chris Walker. So that's what we're going with. But back the other way, here's a chance for Selman. He scores! Brody Selman with the first marker of the hockey game. Off the rush on the right side. Chalk one up for the Wildcats.
And even in the Alumni game, Brody Selman ends up on the score sheet immediately. Guy comes to play every single night, even in a game like this. When Selman picked up that puck, too, he wasn't exactly trying to skate leisurely into the zone. Takes a couple hard strides, drives the wing. Not an easy goaltender to beat there.
There's a backhand chance. Babalsik with a blocker save. It goes up in the air. A reminder, 2 runtime halves, so 30 minutes just running clock the whole time. And we'll probably see a minimum of penalties. If we do, I believe the agreement is, for the most part, if it's really blatant, we'll end up with a penalty shot instead of an actual penalty. So, it's a chance to give some guys some room to see what they can do out there. And I'm sure, like we saw early, the Alumni are going to be all about trying to score the goals.
The assist goes to number 13, Matthew Hull. That's Ziegler from Hull. Time of your Wildcat goal, 1 minute 20 seconds in the first period.
Bulgarian, who is the goaltender here for the Alumni, did play for the San Diego Gulls in the American League as recently as 2020. So if you notice the Ducks-colored pads, of course, San Diego is the AHL affiliate of the Anaheim Ducks. And a lot of these guys, after their career, some of them, you heard the list, Sebastian. They played for a couple of different teams. I know Greg Adams has been involved with the Nashville Predators alumni when I was up there. Did a couple of events with him as well. But a lot of them end up settling. Let's face it, when you can pick where you want to live, warmer weather in the winter doesn't hurt your feelings. So a lot of them do settle around the Phoenix area.
Yeah, talking with Duke Litwin before the game, if you're gonna retire somewhere sunny with plenty of golf to play, Phoenix is not a bad place to do it for a lot of these NHL alumni guys.
No, especially for some of the guys who come from places like Mile 40, Saskatchewan, where it's winter and construction are the 2 seasons.
Well, at least we get 2 in Phoenix. It's just either, summer or spring, and that's not all you get, but it's a bit better.
Vance in with a chance. That finds the glass. And now Carson try to turn it the other way. We'll try to give you some of the names that are out there with the NHL alumni here. Number 15 is Mason Vukonich. And he's playing with his dad, Mike, out there. Mike is wearing 34 tonight, so that's pretty cool to have a father and son out there on the ice. And Mason actually is in his first year of D1 hockey. The Alumni trying to make something here, but back up the Wildcats the other way. Lusby is going to squeeze by on the right side, but McCulloch will beat him back to the puck. They'll just take that away from him.
Not exactly giving the wing there to Lusby. He tries to go down there. He takes a little bit of stick
squeeze
for
him
his.
out a little bit. Yeah, that was J.J. Daniel, by the way, former Montreal Canadian. Squeezing him out. So Daniel wearing number 3, McCulloch number 4. Those two on a D pair. Back in the day, that would have been frightening on an NHL surface. Daniel known for his offensive forays as well, so we may yet see that.
And Lusby with a little between the legs dangle there. Probably don't see him trying that out in most regular season games. But like you said, a chance for these guys to experiment a little bit, free flowing. Very nice move
Walker
there.
moves in, he tucks it home. Through the legs, a little cut from the goal line and right through the wickets on Babalsic.
And it's basically what Lusby did, but way better, right? I mean, he pulls the move, but he finds the space he pulls the move off in a much better area, pulls it right to the front effortlessly, avoids all the contact and slides that one in past Biv.
That was smooth.
It was just so effortless, and I think that's the best way to describe the way these guys look and play on the ice at this point.
Right.
Chris Walker, that's Chris Walker with the goal, and that's unassisted. Time of the goal, 4 minutes, 30 seconds in the first period.
I also think there's not going to be a whole lot of angst over who gets what assist out there. So I don't think we'll worry too much about that. Keith Carney, former Coyote, wearing number 13 out there. Puck on the near side to Dallas Drake. That's a big name out there too. And I know that Chad Berman grew up a Red Wings fan, the head coach of this Arizona team, and he loves when the former Red Wings come to town. But Drake out there wearing number 8 for the Alumni. Actually, we have 2 number 8s in the house tonight between Gary Roberts and Dallas Drake. Roberts, of course, with a long NHL career of his own. Oh, there's a takedown.
They got tangled up early and just stayed tangled up the whole way.
I think that was Roberts, just took his man down.
Yeah, Marquis kind of gets an NHLer draped all over him, and Marquis going to get a chance for a shot now. That one's blocked away. Well, yeah, you can see Marquis kind of gets tangled up in the stick and just doesn't get let go of the entire way and just ridden all the way into the boards. A little bit of a face plant there. So.
And you know, here's the thing, too, is some of these guys, they have, we used to jokingly refer to it, but it's a real thing, the old man strength. You get this old man strength. They have grip strength, and they have just the ability, and especially guys who played in an era when holding you up was the way it was done. They know how to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you think of the...
Played 16 years in the NHL with the Hawks, Ducks, Wilds, and
Hedgecock behind the net, pursued there by Greg Conley, and a shot there hindered by Pavelsic. I wonder if they're going to get to a point, too, instead of taking some face-offs. We may just see goalies trying to move pucks, keep things moving along here.
Yeah, I can't imagine there's going to be a lot of chess match, trying to, rest a guy in a shift so you need to get a face-off. It's just going to be through and through. But, I do think about the era that these NHL guys played in and how much the game has changed, since they were in their prime. You talk about that old man strength, the physicality that these guys were used to during their primes in the 80s and 90s. Game's changed a lot since then, but every single one of these guys playing from that era was about as tough of a customer as you could get.
And I guarantee you a lot of these U of A players have never been held up or even just rubbed out on the wall to the extent of the pressure they're going to feel here from some of these guys who just do it as par for the course. It's what they're used to. It's how they do it. So it's going to be interesting, too. Maybe, you see maybe a Wildcats player picks up a thing or two here in a game against NHL Alumni.
Well, yeah, and if right before the national tournament, if you can get a little lesson on how to do something from someone who's had a success at the highest level, that's definitely not going to hurt. But look at, good to see Ziegler there with a shot block in even a friendly game.
I don't know if you want to see too many of those.
Exactly.
Right before the national tournament. And, of course, several players for Arizona not dressing tonight just simply because whether it's bumps, bruises, rest, Chad Berman saying he's going to hold some guys out and, give some of the younger guys, as we mentioned, a chance to get out there.
Yeah, guys who maybe haven't played as many minutes this season, but in later seasons will be that next crop coming up. They'll get a chance here.
Are we going to whistle and icing here? Nah, they'll wave that one off. As back for it is Mike Dangelis. Throw that one ahead through center. Moving it in now, Carney on that right wing side. Looking to feed it into space. Little tic-tac-toe. Didn't quite connect there for Greg Adams. Bouncing off the end wall. Bavalsic will play it aside. And, oh boy, how quick did it? That's the other thing, too. Shively thought he was out from behind the net, and all of a sudden, like 2 quick strides, and there's a body on you in a brick red jersey.
Yeah, just their ability to, just close so much space with so few strides, and the things that they can do while seemingly almost standing still.
Rob Cowie with a shot that goes wide, comes around the left point. Carney will hold it in over the right side, just pound it back around. Coyotes Alumni holding it in right now. La Raza could not keep it in the zone.
Fanos isn't going to be given that easy of a forecheck there either.
La Raza is another guy that might be familiar to some of the Roadrunners / Coyotes fans.
That little saucer pass we just saw there coming through the middle. I mean, the soft hands to be able to deliver that. This little cycle out in front.
That one just happened to hit a shin pad, caroms into the far side corner.
The Coyotes Alumni are going to develop a little chemistry as this game goes on, and right there, another one buried.
A shot and a goal.
Not sure which number 8 that is.
Yeah, that's either Drake or Roberts. That's who we got. We got Dallas Drake and Gary Roberts. I think it was Gary Roberts, because Drake is...
2 of the more important names on this roster
right.
just happen to be both
and
wearing
they're both
8s,
wearing number 8. We'll figure out which one that was there.
Just that little wrist shot able to find the space and pick the corner. You got to think these guys, they probably still play in men's leagues here and there, get out for a skate, but they're able to.
Goal given to number 8, Dallas Drake.
So that was Drake with the goal.
The assist goes to number 34, Mike Vukonich, who we just mentioned. That's Drake from Vukonich. Time of the Alumni goal, 10 minutes, 1 second in the first period.
It would be fascinating to have one shift here, or maybe, each line goes 100% speed, because I'd be really interested to see, obviously these U of A players are much, much younger, but these guys just are they never slow down fully. At a competitive NHL level, obviously, you're going to say they slow down over time. But even that move off the point there, couple strides right down into the dots, hard shot off the post.
McCulloch tried to wire one high there. Bavalsic, I think, took that one off the shoulder. That's a rough one. McCauley weaving that was offside, but I don't think that matters at this point. McCulloch is going to pick that one up and stop behind his own net.
Just those little lateral moves there from McCulloch coming off the point. Just able to move in such fluid ways from side to side, up and down.
Leaves into the high slot, a shot, and they score. So that one, I think, is Roberts. Drake was the other one. I think Roberts is going to be out here on the line with Walker and Adams. That's what we have to do. We have to figure out the line combos.
There we go. Right there. Wide. You don't want to leave a former NHL guy wide open in the slot.
I think Roberts just motioned over to Drake and said, I'll tell him that was you. Maybe they got it backwards the first time. Who knows?
We all know how good of a goaltender Biv is, and it's not exactly like he's taking the night off out there. It's just hard to stop guys that can shoot the way they do.
Nice glove save there for Bavalsic as he holds on to that one. We've got about 18 minutes left to go in this running time first half.
Before the game, talking with
Drake, his second of the game.
Oh, that is Drake. That's
This
out
is
there on that line.
Zivnik, Mikhalik, and number 17, Greg Adams. That's Drake from Mikhalik and Adams. Time of the Alumni goal, 11 minutes, 34 seconds in the first period.
Maybe they scratch Gary Roberts. I don't know. Sorry, kid. You can't get out there tonight.
Lerman with a chance over the blue line. Shot goes high, but Marshall and Lerman trying to work on the forecheck there a little bit. And that'll be interesting. I really just want to see what these board battles could be like. If they try to get a puck pinned up against the boards, if one of these alumni guys can just basically muscle them off the puck and just throw them around. It's such a good experience for these players. I'm sure these NHL, alumni guys, it's super fun for them to be able to come down, play in a pretty big barn again for the first time in a while, beat up on the younger kids a little bit.
So McBean out. So I got to believe this is Roberts out there on this line. Then it looks like there's a shot that is stopped and held. So it looks like Roberts is out with La Raza and Vuconic. Is my guess here. That's what we're going to see.
You never know. The coach can always.
I
switch
really
up the
don't
lines
know. I'm not even sure that. Yeah, all of a sudden he starts changing the lines. Sorry guys, we're not producing enough goals. We're going to experiment with the combos.
Yeah, maybe pull a goalie change, try to get things going, suit someone else up.
Roberts up the left side rips one off the outside of the netting. And now it'll be back the other way for Arizona, trying to stretch through center. That one chipped away from Ziegler. Turned over at center, though. A chance for Lowell. Lowell on that left wing side, lost it into the corner. He'll chase it around to the near. Leave it off. Fisher down low. Chopped away, but now centered, and a chance. Nice save there on that Shively wrister.
Good puck support there, and Shively dropping down into the slot. Lowell go for a tumble. He'll probably hear from the NHL guys about that one.
Roberts will feed it onto the right side. Vuconic looking up into the high slot. La Raza couldn't quite handle. Tried to play it off his skate.
Something I've noticed is the way the Alumni play in the offensive zone. They're so patient. You know, obviously they know a big hit's not coming,
right.
But they always have their head up. They're always looking for that open man coming over the blue line. It's just it's obviously all the things that got them to the level they were. What a dangle there. Just couldn't hold as the puck just rolled off the edge of the stick there.
La Raza through the legs. Tried to wrap it around there, but had it roll off.
I wonder if we'll see any of the Alumni guys try to pull off a Michigan move, bring the new era of trick move style goals from the old generation, or get a Trevor Zegras type play. But
JJ Daniel had that puck roll on him. You know, you never know. I don't know. These guys might try some fancier stuff in the second half too, as we get towards that. But right now it's a 3-1 game for the NHL Alumni. And there's a cross ice feed to Hole. His shot, he scores. Ends up finding some room in the 5-hole.
Really great pass there from Orfanos over to Hole. The physicality isn't there, the intensity isn't there, but these guys know how to defend lanes with their sticks. Not an easy pass for Orfanos to get over to Hole. He's able to settle it down and just nice shot 5-hole.
Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. That's, and no matter who's in the net, Alumni game or not, it's not easy to beat a former, AHL goalie. So for all of these guys who are able to get up on the score sheet, Hole and Selman so far, maybe makes you trust your shot a little bit more coming into the national tournament. Just that little bit of extra confidence boost can maybe go a long way for what these guys have in store in St. Louis.
Absolutely. Right now the Alumni regrouping as Carney will wake his way through center.
Give it to number 13, Matthew Hole. The assist goes number 4, Noah Vance, and number 7, George Orfanos. That's Hole from Vance and Orfanos. Time of your Wildcat goal, 15 minutes, 17 seconds in the first half.
It's always strange to hear in the first half during a hockey game.
Backdoor feed, just off the tip of the stick of Greg Adams there. The wily NHL vet found himself a lot of time and space with a pass just a little too far. Busby will try his luck on the right side. He'll leave it off. Timor walks up. His shot and firmly into the pads and held by Paharian. Keep it for the draw to his left.
It's interesting watching a hockey game with this level of intensity, because I personally haven't been able to make one of these Alumni games before, and it's still the speed is there. It's just the things that are taken out of the game, the physicality, the chippiness, those things obviously aren't going to come into this, but it's fascinating to watch hockey played in kind of a different fashion, these very friendly kind of NHL All-Star game type scenarios.
Here's a big turnover. Nice right pad save there by Bavalsik as he read that shot from Walker pretty well. I'll tell you what, the guy who probably will come out with some pretty good confidence from it is a guy like Bavalsik who can make some of those saves. And, I mean, a shot is still a shot, and it's still a save.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, no, you're not going to see the hitting. No one wants to ruin anybody's weekend here, or heaven forbid, knock anybody out of the upcoming tournament for Arizona.
Yeah, but that's like you said, you know, on the goalie side of things, Bibbs having to stop shots from NHL guys, and Lusby.
Oh, look at Lusby.
Wow. Looking like an NHL alum himself right there. Great burst of speed. The replay here goes around the Alumni defenseman.
So as somebody who has played as a goaltender in one of these games before, I played with the Predators alumni team, there's not much help. You're going to be hung out to dry. Guys aren't really going to lay sticks on guys. It's just kind of how it is.
So the Wildcat goal given to number 23, Josh Lusby. That's Lusby, unassisted time of your Wildcat goal, 17 minutes, 41 seconds in the first half.
Getting the light U of A chant here we usually get from the goalie, but I don't think that's another level of the intensity that's probably not going to quite be there for anyone who understands what's really going on. But this is your first time at a U of A hockey game. Maybe you have no idea why it's being played like this, but just so cool to see, you know, especially a guy like Lusby who does have great hands, but in a game scenario, you know, that type of play can be much more risky.
Greg Adams from the team with the alumni team has a total of 7.
They're still going on talking about some of the skaters out there. But a chance Marquis tried to thread it through, went off the skate of D'Angelis. And now the NHL alumni going to push it the other way. Swing it over the left side, just unable to pick it up was Carson.
Nice pass down low there.
Here's Hold coming up the ice. You know, you mentioned something earlier, and it just comes with the years of practice, and just that's really what it is. It's just skating with your head up, being comfortable with the puck on your stick. And these NHL alumni have that. They are able to skate and make plays with their head up. They know where the puck is, whereas maybe at a lower level, guys have to look down once or twice to know where that puck is, and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of people that can type without looking at a keyboard, and then people that maybe can as well, where it's just, it seems just so natural and instinctual for these NHL guys. You know, they'll come over the blue line with 3 Wildcats ahead of them, and without even looking down at the puck once, can just 3 little stick taps and they're through.
Arizona, well, just kind of cough it up. Here's a Wildcats try to push in. I'll tell you what, Selman is almost playing at his usual pace out there. He's wanting to make something happen.
Yeah, Selman doesn't know how to take a night off.
Here he comes up the right side again. Selman working it wide. Greg Adams will just rope him off to the corner. Timor feeding it over for the one time off the outside of the net. And Selman on it again.
Nice to see if he tries something a little bit fancier than usual, but he seems to be in workhorse mode anyway, so.
I think Hedgecoke felt the possibility of a 3-on-0 going the other way, so he just got rid of that in a hurry. Selman had his stick tied up there, couldn't shoot. Lowell tried a fancy pass in the slot that McBean was able to block. Well, look at, oh, a little hookaroo there. McBean gave him the old can opener. You're not getting through, kid.
Yeah, Lowell tried to muscle his way through there. If there's one U of A guy who might be able to keep up with the old man strength, Jesse Lowell has just been a powerhouse all season for this U of A team, especially with those power moves from the outside driving the net. Orfano's here with a good chance.
Orfano's with speed on Daniel in, and he scores!
George Orfano's.
That was a nice little move there.
Yeah.
Daniel was backing up, but let him have a little bit of space to the forehand. He beats Bulgarian on the blocker side.
A little bad thing for George to be able to put on the resume, saying you're able to one-on-one beat a former NHL guy and bury one. Orfano's maybe going for 2 right away.
That's definitely a fun goal for him to have on the old highlight clip.
That was a great shot, too. I mean, he's...
Goal given to number 7, George Orfano. The assist goes to number 28, Alex Johansson. That's Orfano from Johansson. Time of your Wildcat goal, 20 minutes and 59 seconds in the first half.
That one off the post from long range. There's a shot that is blocked into the corner by Fisher. That's the other thing is, some of these NHL guys are thinking about it, but they have to know not to tee it up.
Yeah, I would say a headhunting slapper right now is probably not on the table for tonight, or probably shouldn't be. Because no matter how friendly it is, a puck to the head's still going to hurt. So.
Yes. Well, the other thing, too, is you will see, it's 4-3 Arizona right now with about 8 minutes left in this first half. And believe me, you will see some, Vance didn't take it to the net there. They gave him a lane and he didn't take it. But I guarantee you, if they need to turn it up a notch, maybe make it interesting, it won't take much.
Yeah, we will see if these guys are still in neutral, what happens if they kick it into gear, because they don't want to leave this building knowing the Wildcats were able to beat them. But after a couple quick goals from the Alumni, I'm going to give kudos to the U of A.
Now Dan Chellis had his stick tied up. The shot trickles through and in. That was tipped down low. I think Conley redirected it right there on the back door. Maybe got a piece of it down low.
Yeah, I think he did. Just hanging out there down in the blue paint. Always a good place to be, whether you're retired or not. So the Alumni able to tie it up again. But yeah, that's the one thing. I think the slap shots are something that these NHL guys have that the U of A guys just don't. And hopefully we don't see any big 1-Ts from the point. Oh, what a move there.
The assist goes number 9, Craig Conley. That's DeAngelis from Conley. Time of the Alumni goal, 22 minutes, 37 seconds in the first half.
There's another chance down low. Biv is way out, and he cannot recover. That one is tucked home by Craig Conley.
Craig Conley cherry picking there, making sure the Alumni want to get up on the lead. And that whole play develops from what looked like the U of A had a nice little chip out along the board to get an odd man rush. But the nifty hands of the NHL Alumni knock it down on the boards. Connolly is just hanging way out there. Biv tries to get across, but he came out to shut down the shot. Wait him out, back door.
Alumni will push in again. Ooh, Biv had to be quick with the stick to knock that one away.
Well, you talked about if they wanted to turn it up a little bit to make sure that they get back in this game.
Boom, boom, right back in the lead. Here's Adams. He'll cut through the D and still ends up with the puck. Free on the right side, McBean. Slap pass through the slot. And now here's a race the other way. It's only Marquis. Marshall, that was funny. Rob Cowie turned around and pretty much just bear hugged Marshall to keep him out of that rush.
I gotta think that's an interference call on most nights, but yeah, he kind of gave him the bear hug, the little hook, made sure there wasn't a 2-on-1 going back against his goalie.
Cowie has the interesting distinction of being a guy who played in the IHL with the Phoenix Roadrunners. And that one taking it back to the 90s.
I still remember the old merch. I believe it was blue, the Phoenix Roadrunners were actually blue.
Baby blue.
Yeah. Definitely a different era in Arizona hockey, but the fascinating thing about Arizona's history of hockey, there's so many different chapters in it.
There was an ECHL Roadrunners as well for a while. Long leap for Selman. We've just thrown offsides out the window. So maybe we're just going to kind of see the long bombs start to happen here as Vukonich works his way in. Leaves it on the left side. La Raza with a chance. Save me. Oh, puck was free, but
quick whistle there.
Whistle it is.
Quick whistle.
Biv will take it. He does not mind.
Thanks a lot for coming out with the Wildcats.
This is our final game of the season here in the Tucson Arena, but your Wildcats will be in action next Thursday in St. Louis for the first play-in game of the national tournament. Tom Callahan and I will be bringing you as much content as we can from St. Louis, so make sure to stay posted to our YouTube, Twitter, all of our social media platforms. We'll be bringing you as much coverage as we possibly can. Unfortunately, not able to broadcast the games through our YouTube channel, but we will be doing everything we can to bring you coverage of your Wildcats at the national tournament.
Hockey TV will be the broadcast entity for the entire tournament, all levels, D1, 2, and 3. So if you are wanting to follow the Arizona Wildcats through the tournament, it will be through Hockey TV. And at this point, I'm not even 100% sure, Sebastian, if I'll even have a chance to be involved in the broadcast coverage. But it is a nice chance, as we have about 4 minutes left in this period, to say thank you to everybody who's been there all season, all of our fans, the folks who have been watching this Wildcats team from afar here on our YouTube channel, and of course the tremendous support we've gotten from a lot of the staff here, and of course you guys in the broadcast crew have done a tremendous job this year, and it's been a lot of fun bringing these games to folks.
Yeah, it's surreal to think we're already here wrapping up the end of the season, but it's been a great experience this year. We've had some great memories in this building with some big wins. Unfortunately, didn't close out the second half of the season exactly the way the Wildcats hoped, but there's always that saying that adversity before the playoffs can breed a lot of, just fighting through that adversity and having to keep at it. No easy road into a tournament. These Wildcats have had a lot of great moments throughout this season in this building, and we've been happy to bring them to you. So for everybody who does tune into our broadcast, thank you. Everyone who watches the videos after they're up, thank you. And a break here for the NHL Alumni in, and they score. I think that one just right off the back post and out. Very nice shot there from Greg Adams. So confident. Picking his spot.
Adams, I'm going to check my stat. I think 17 years in the NHL for Adams. Yep, 17 years. New Jersey, Vancouver, Dallas, Panthers, and of course the Coyotes. We have a couple of guys here who are 15 to 20-year NHL vets. He's one of them. That's an amazing length of time to do anything, let alone play hockey.
Sweet one-timer to Greg Adams. The assist goes to number 6, Wayne McBean. That is Adams from McBean. Time of the Alumni goal, 27 minutes, 11 seconds.
And for Biv, seeing a 17-year NHL veteran come over the line all on his own with a lot of room to skate in and think about what he's going to do. Probably a little bit of the most nerve-wracking moment for Biv so far here. But just what a shot. I mean, the just accuracy and speed on the wrist shots. There's a clapper, but plenty of lane in the way.
Ball sick way out for that one. Got in front of that Walker drive. It is fun to see a lot of these guys just wheeling around out there. And you know what? That's the only time you're probably going to see is when you have that super clear, big-time lane. No one in the way.
Yeah. They know Biv's protected plenty to handle it. It's just everyone else out on the ice. But turnover there by Heck.
La Raza into the slot, got it back, and La Raza with the goal.
Those nifty little moves in tight, the patience to drop the puck back to the guy coming behind you.
Zach La Raza, nice job to pop that one up top, and we have a 6-4 NHL Alumni lead with a minute and a half left to go in this running first half. We will take a brief intermission, I guess, is the best way to put it. And then we will be back to bring you the second half of the action.
And we talked about it. Hopefully this game will be good for Biv's confidence. I'm hoping it doesn't do any damage to his confidence, but...
Oh, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah. Hopefully his save percentage isn't being factored in from tonight.
It definitely should.
1 minute.
I don't even know if they're counting shots.
Alumni goal given to number 10, Zach La Raza. The assist goes to number 8, Dallas Drake. That's La Raza from Drake. Time of the Alumni goal, 28 minutes, 32 seconds in the first half.
There's Roberts with a big drive on the left side, and that one is kicked out.
And it was Drake on that play with Raza who did that nifty little drop pass. Good shot there from Lusby.
Glove save. Pug Harrien's starting to take it personally. He's like, you know what? I need to bear down a little here. And no surprise, I think, in Pug Harrien's defense, I mean, it's kind of like, okay, butterfly, and if it hits me for the most part. But yeah, the Alumni, they might have said, all right, kid, come on, seriously, we need to win this.
Yeah.
Down to just 15 seconds to go in this first half.
There's always going to be a little bit of pride there, no matter what.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
There's a chance of, oh, nice glove save, Pug Harrien.
little flash of the leather
Snag
there.
that one to end the first half of play.
So very clear the Alumni did not feel like going into this first intermission or whatever it might be down. So after going, U of A comes back, able to tie it up, and the Alumni just turn it on. Nifty little plays. No chance for Biv, no chance for anybody, especially on that last goal. What a beautiful goal that was. Just a fascinating type of hockey.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to watch, and everybody's going to go take a seat for a few, and we are going to do the same here. And actually, why don't you tell us what we have coming up in the intermission?
We're going to have a tribute video for Diane, the medical trainer, who is retiring after a very long tenure with this team this season. Before the game, I was talking with Duke Litwin a little bit, saying that him and Anthony Cusinelli were maybe going to try to come and do a little stand-up of their own in the intermission, but Duke says a lot of things, so that might not happen, but we'll at least have Diane's tribute video, someone who's been an integral part of this program for a long time. So stick around for that, and we'll be back in just a little bit to bring you the second half of this alumni-friendly game with your Arizona Wildcats and the NHL Alumni.
6-4 Alumni at the break. First half in the books. We'll be right back. This is Wildcats hockey.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.
Yeah, I think Diane's been everything to this program. It's definitely bittersweet. It's not something I've let myself really think too much about. I'm sure the moment will hit more, during the game Saturday. But since the day I came in here, that's been our trainer, and I've built such a strong relationship and trust with her. If she tells me somebody's hurt, I don't even have to question it. I just come to her to say when and what do we need to do. And it's just, as a coach, knowing my players are in good hands, that they're going to be treated safely and with gentle hands and care. That means a lot because we can trust that what she says is concrete. And so we're going to miss it, but she's more than a trainer. She's been like a mother to this team and ourselves. And in a lot of ways, she's been my secondary, primary doctor. Every time I've got an injury, I feel like I'm texting her, calling her. So, hopefully we'll see her around. I'm sure this isn't an end of Diane around here and around our games, and hopefully we'll see her around. But without question, we're going to miss her. It's a key member of our team that's going to be missing, and she'll be dearly missed.
Thank you, Diane. Over the past 3 years, you've been nothing but a good help to all of us. And it's amazing having a trainer that comes in every single day with the same smile and work ethic to help us. So thank you.
We really appreciate all you've done for us. I've known you for a while, and it's been great getting to know you. So have a nice retirement, and we'll hope to see you soon here.
Diane's been one of those really unsung heroes on the team. Really, she's been probably one of the most important members on the team that she doesn't really get credit for.
Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Wildcat fans. I'm Anthony Cusinelli, joined alongside with Duke Litwin here for the first annual halftime show. Duke, what are your thoughts on the first period so far?
Well, just want to say, very happy to be here and happy to get my revenge on Sebastian for all the chirps during the year. So, Sebastian, your haircut looks fantastic right now. Just want to let you know.
Yeah, good first period analysis, Duke. It's 6-4 here right now at the Tucson Convention Center. NHL Alumni are up on your Arizona Wildcats, and these NHL guys are pretty good, Duke. What do you think so far?
Yeah, I mean, they made it all the way to the NHL. They're definitely better than a couple of the boys, but I think a couple guys making some plays out there. We got Stu Lerman. Stu making some plays.
Yeah, we'd be foolish not to talk about Stu Lerman's play in this first half, Duke. What do you think about his play so far?
I mean, he just setting the tone. I mean, his work ethic, he's out here. There's NHL guys out there, but there's also Stu Lerman, like an NHL player.
Yeah, so Wildcats down 6-4. What do you think Coach Berman's message is going to be here in the halftime?
Well, I mean, he's got to get the boys going, you know, get to the room. We got 30 minutes of hockey to play. It's unusual, but should be interesting. What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm him, I'm smashing some trash cans, throwing some sticks around, getting the boys going, but a lot of people are saying this game might be different if you were in the lineup. What do you think about that? Do you think the boys are winning right now if you're in?
I think so. I mean, just put me against all these NHL players. I mean, it's a good matchup. I mean, we get you out there. It's a whole different game. So, Koos, 5th year, graduating. We're going to miss you. What was your favorite moment in your 5 years?
I got to say this interview. I mean, we've had lots of big games here, lots of championships, but just being on the spotlight here with you and Sebastian, it's been a dream come true, and it just feels natural out here. So, good question, though, Duke. We're here, don't know how much time left, but thank you all for tuning in so far. Stay tuned for some second half hockey here at the Tucson Convention Center. Once again, Duke Litwin, Anthony Cusinelli. See you next time.
Anthony Cusinelli.
And so as we get ready to go here for the second half, the second runtime half of this NHL alumni game, Tom Callahan, Sebastian Janik here with you. And Sebastian, can you explain who invaded our halftime show?
So Duke Litwin, Anthony Cusinelli. Cusinelli maybe with a future in broadcasting, quick-witted. You know, Duke maybe not as slick with the tongue as you might have thought he would have been coming up here. I'm never going to stop chirping you, Duke. I don't care what happens. It's always going to be a mistake in my book. But no, really cool to have them up here in the booth with us. Get a, see the little chemistry between players, and Kusin his final season here. I got a feeling maybe in seasons in the future we'll see Kus back up here in the booth. Get him on the call maybe for a couple times. He seems to have a little bit of a knack for it. Personality coming out of Kus, but good to see some of the guys who, like we said, not playing in this game, rested up before the national tournament, giving some guys another chance, get a little bit more ice time against these Coyotes alumni who, at the end of that first half, decided, you know what, it's fun being tied, but that's not how it's gonna stay for long. It was in a period of maybe about 15 seconds they racked up two.
I've decided to stop writing the goals down.
Yeah,
I've just kind of given up at this point.
I think the statistician side of things will be a little bit hectic. I mean, it's still not as high scoring as that Maple Leafs-Detroit game, so not crossing into that territory yet, but I got a feeling those double digits are going to pop up pretty soon here.
I am not afraid to set the over-under at 20 on this. So we're at 7-4 for the NHL alumni right now. I think we'll get over 20 goals here.
I got a feeling.
Yeah, it's so we've got 30 minutes runtime second half here. And the NHL alumni over there talking to the referees, maybe greasing the skids a little bit here. Greg Adams is over there maybe trying to do some convincing to put a bunch of kids in the penalty box. Wayne McBean over there as well.
Yeah, maybe they're just not happy with the calls in that first half.
Didn't like them at all.
Didn't like them,
Are you ready for the second half?
Here we go. We're going to get the second half underway.
Hockey.
Brody Selman winning a face-off.
At the second alumni goal at 11:34, give that goal to number 8, Gary Roberts.
There we go.
Gary Roberts with the goal there.
Aha, they did switch the second alumni goal to Gary Roberts.
Nick Petrov.
So now, also, there is going to be a post-game autograph signing, which is going to be fantastic. And Sebastian, hopefully you'll get a chance to talk to some of the alumni after the game, as well as maybe one or two of the UA players, and what they thought of the experience.
Yeah, it'll be fascinating to see just what these U of A guys have seen these guys pull off, that they're not seeing any of their current competition pull off. Maybe get a chance to talk with someone like Lusby, who did have a pretty
Here's Adams behind the D backhand. Oh, he fanned on it. Didn't quite get all of it. Pavalsik just playing it along. I think that'll be kind of the agreement here, is to try to keep the puck moving as much as possible. Zvanek McCulloch will wheel back with it, beat it to J.J. Daniel. I feel like we're going to get a lot of the D maybe trying to jump up into the rush a little bit here.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have
a little fire wagon hockey.
I don't think we're going to have anyone afraid of pinching down the boards right now. McCulloch picking up that puck behind the net. Just so smooth on that turn.
Try to slide some. It's funny, Jones all of a sudden turned his head, saw that he had a red jersey behind him, tried to get back, but right back in. Here come the NHL alumni on that right wing side. La Raza trying to leave it up top for Roberts. Send it to the left point, kept in by Dangelis. That one knocked away into the corner. Dangelis will feed over to McCulloch. McCulloch, easy wrister, tipped out a play by Jones.
Responsible defensive play there. We said the goalies are going to get hung out to dry pretty regularly, but Jones decides to, at least throw one defensive play into the mix in this 60 minutes. We do think, though, talking with Tanner Harris in between the break, it's just going to be really interesting to see when these NHL guys they just seem to be able to turn that switch on for about 10 seconds or so. That's about all they need.
2 strides, and they're in behind you. And, of course, I mean, like we mentioned, there's not going to be, the typical holding up of a guy here. It's just a lot of puck movement and skating and having a good time.
Definitely an interesting game to try to commentate, just to appreciate what these guys are able to do with the puck. no one's playing at an absolute 100%, but we've all seen a lot of moves so far tonight from both sides, really, that you don't see too often.
Little sauce back there to Dan Jealous as he put it on net. Picked up in front by Vukonich. LaRaza had his pocket pick there, but the puck stays in. And picking it up, jumping on the ice here is Carlin. The Coyotes alumni looking to step back in. Whoa, did they whistle a... Whistle that offside?
A little smile there from Roberts or Drake. Saying, you gotta be kidding me, bud.
I think they were getting a little lax on the off. I mean, we didn't have one offside called in the first period. A little bit of a surprise. I'm like, what, a whistle?
Maybe that's what they were saying to the refs.
A few more face-offs, I guess. Maybe to get some breaks.
We're tired. Just let us stop skating
That's
for
right.
just a little bit longer.
Occasionally, we'd like to make a line change.
Timor with a good head of steam. Slows up in the slot with a screen. Good shot there. U of A not generating a lot of offense so far. Hedgecock doesn't quite know what to do with that play, but able to fend off his man just enough to not allow a clean break in. But you can just see some of these U of A guys wondering, okay, what is this guy going to do with the puck? Because they're so unpredictable compared to the forwards they're used to covering during the course of a regular season. Probably about 10, 20 different moves no one else is going to pull. You got to be wondering if they might.
U of A will push back in here. Hedgecock feeding it in. Oh, off about 4 different skates. And the save made by Ponkarian. And Cowie way ahead with a blast, and he missed on the glove side.
Trying to pick the top corner there. A little stick work there. Lesbian again. Can't get through the multiple alumni this time. That was actually Lerman.
Yeah, Lerman with a chance there.
He was highlighted in the Kusanelli-Litwin halftime show, just how good Lerman has been out here so far this evening. Obviously, if Duke Litwin was in the lineup, you probably have the Arizona team ahead by about 10 at this point, but unfortunately, they're just going to have to battle through without him tonight.
No Litwin, no Kusanelli out this evening.
Well, I mean, when you really think about it, it's Litwin who's making the most impact. Shively here.
Well, I mean, you know, one guy's Canadian, one guy's American. You know.
Let's make sure Don Cherry doesn't get involved in this situation.
Arizona is trying to set something up here. Lerman on that left wing side. Trying to stick handle his way through. He's still got the puck. Nice job there to work his way through to Marquis.
Lerman with some nifty hands.
There's Shively looking for the tip in front, but that one was sent into the corner by Marshall. Back up top. Shively into the slot far side. A shot for Marquis is gobbled up by Ponkarian. And he'll hold on. We've got 24 minutes left to go in the second run time half. 7-4, the NHL Alumni up on the Arizona Wildcats.
No goals so far in almost 6.5 minutes of play here in the second half. Both goaltenders standing strong. It was a good lateral move there by Ponkarian to stop that shot from Marquis. Marquis with another one. That goes high.
Puck ends up on that near side wing, and here's Drake wheeling back.
I think Lerman was hoping to get to that puck along the
I think
boards.
so,
and,
yeah.
Kind of just saw the shove and the shrug from Lerman, like, you're really not going to let me through here, but Marquis with the turnover at center ice. The Alumni come back the other way.
There's a nice job there by Hull. Nice stick in the lane, looking for the stretch. Just missed going to Jesse Lowell. Lowell tries to stop, turn it away on the near side. Oh, shot and the rebound way up the near side, but a nice stop by Ponkarian there.
Brody Selman with the off-angle slap shot, knee down. Ziegler and Selman will come over together. That'll feed through Ziegler with a nice little wraparound chance.
And now back the other way. You can see a couple times there, especially the Arizona guys, have to kind of fight that instinct to get the stick in there and maybe give a whack. It's just, you know, that's not what we're trying to do here. Oh, nice stretch pass. Bavalsik finds Lowell in, and he wrists it wide on the blocker side.
Trying to go bar down, just gets it over there. And you You can really see sometimes coming out of the defensive zone when these, alumni guys put their head down and actually take some real strides, like they're trying to get somewhere. So impressive to see. Ziegler with a decent defensive play, but it still ends up with a shot on Biv, and they'll get a whistle here. Everyone will get a breather.
Indeed, we do get a little bit of a break in the proceedings here. Looks like the pace has decidedly slowed here in the second half.
Yeah, I was thinking things were going to ramp up a little bit once guys kind of got the legs warm and decided to put up as many goals as they can. We got 10 minutes here, pretty much scoreless between these two sides.
I don't think that'll last much longer, but I know U of A would certainly like to put a few up there, although they're getting into the mood a little bit more with the stretch passes. They're starting to hang a little bit too. They're learning from their elders, if you will.
Yeah, just keep someone at the blue line, throw it high and hard up the middle, see where it lands. Nice little pass there. Cowie drop pass.
They'll leave it off. There's a wrister and a goal. That's Greg Conley. And he is able to beat Bavalsic with that wrister. It makes it an 8-4 alumni lead.
Conley, a guy who maybe doesn't have as long of a resume as some of these guys, but you just see the hands. I mean, that puck gets elevated so fast, and it's over Biv's shoulder in the blink of an eye. But Biv seeing some shots like this before the national tournament cannot hurt, because it's like maybe being forced to sprint a marathon, and then the next one you get to jog it. So Biv seeing these shots and these looks from guys that are just so dangerous with the puck.
This goes to number 77, Rob Cowie. That's Conley from Cowie. Time of the alumni goal, 8 minutes, 50 seconds in the second half.
So once again, as you hear the call there with the second half, yes, 2 halves, run time, 30 minutes each. Turnover in the slot to Adams, a shot fought off by Bavalsic. Johansson will send it around to the right wing side, and that one will be played ahead, and off the skates there of Vance. It goes on down the ice, just paddled aside, and I think, again, we'll see the stretch passes here. Adams with a bouncing puck. He tries to settle, cutting into the backhand, and Bavalsic poke check going old school there. I like it.
Adams going for the one-handed shot, that almost like a little Sidney Crosby style shot, get elevated with just one hand on the stick.
Up, little 2-on-1 developing, 3-on-1 over to Adams. He'll try to feed it back, looking for McCulloch. Didn't quite develop.
I think with a 4-goal lead, they might have overthought that one a little bit, but an odd man rush here for Vance.
He scores! Noah Vance! A nice wrister from the left wing dot. And he gets Arizona back on the board, make it 8-5.
To see the good, simple play from Arizona. That's the thing I'm struggling with. Do I try to call this like a serious game, or do you? It's an interesting feel, but Van, at one end of the ice, the alumni trying to get that 3-on-0 kind of passing going, ends up going the other way, and Vance with no hesitation comes down the wing, and a great snipe there for Noah Vance. That's when you're down by 4, keep it simple.
It's also nice for some of these guys like Vance, like Heck, Lerman to get out there, get some time. And skate in a contest, quite frankly, a lot of college kids will never have a chance to do.
Number 13, Matthew Hall. That is Vance from Hall. Time of your Wildcat goal, 10 minutes, 9 seconds in the second half.
For all the things that U of A hockey can offer to its athletes, this is something pretty special for these guys to be able to take the ice against names that they recognize, guys that their parents grew up watching.
Oh, little backdoor feed. Vukonich turned away in front. La Raza is denied. Nice stop there by Bavalsic.
Anticipates that late man coming through the slot, sticks with it. Lusby gets through 3 alumni here.
And here we go. They got the penalty call. That's it. Lusby's going to go to the dot. I think this should go right to the penalty shot. They had the can opener in them.
So was it going to be La Raza? That was.
It doesn't matter. It's a penalty shot. So it should be Lusby's chance off the dot here. Wayne McBean coming over to complain about the call. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. At least I think I'm kidding.
I'm just wondering who on that alumni bench is going to get chirped about taking maybe the one and only penalty of the entire game. But
I want to see how many sticks are going to be thrown at Lusby. It is against Roberts. All right, here's Lusby. Yep, there's the first stick, McBean. And he scores! Oh,
The no dangle, no
little
touch.
excuse me through the 5-hole.
Josh Lusby looking more like Nikita Kucherov right now. What a...
Can I just say I'm shocked only one stick was thrown at Lusby on that penalty shot?
I am as well. After the first one went, I figured it was going to be a hail of them. But
Yeah, I wondered. It took a minute there for that stick to get across the ice, but it was pretty well timed.
Arizona Wildcat goal on the penalty shot. Give it to number 23, Josh Lusby. That's Lusby on the penalty shot.
Time of the goal, whenever that happened.
yeah, I was expecting for a little bit more of the call.
It
there.
happened at some point. There's a chance in front. Ooh, quick scoop there, but Lerman missing on the blocker side. U of A's picking it up a little here. It's Timor in. Timor to the net. His shot is stopped and held by Puckarian.
Lusby's got to walk away from this game with a little bit more confidence in the hands. Both
He's
of his
actually
goals.
shown a couple
Yeah.
of real nice moves tonight.
More of the moves I was expecting to see from the alumni guys, not necessarily the U of A guys, but Lusby playing with confidence.
Hey, it's only 8-6. Oh, there's a turnover in front. Oh, and a nice goal there for Lerman. Right off the face-off.
Lerman stepping up and getting the U of A back within one now. Lerman just showing his skills all over the ice. The highlight of our intermission show rewards Litwin and Cusinelli with their belief in him. Great goal there from Lerman. So U of A slowly crawling back into this one.
Yeah, they're going to make it a little bit more of a contest. And like I say, the pace picks up, it ebbs, it flows.
Get goal, give it to number 33, Josh Lerman.
And here come the alumni, but they turn
That's
up.
Lerman with the assist. Number 12, Matthew Marquis. That's Lerman from Marquis. Time of your Wildcat goal, 13 minutes, 18 seconds in the second half.
There's McCulloch from the off angle. That one is punched out, but the rebound stays right there in the slot. Did you notice the alumni woke up a little?
Yeah, this shift right here is probably the most intense one we've seen in a couple minutes.
They're going to work it around here in the Wildcat zone. Vukonich into the slot. Marquis cannot clear that. Wildcats will skate it out. Still an 8-7 lead for the alumni. On the right wing side is Marshall is disposed, and McCulloch up the left side. Boy, I'll tell you what, Zbynek McCulloch is a guy who, one of the nicest guys I've ever met in hockey. And towards the end of his tenure with the Arizona Coyotes, ended up down here in Tucson to finish his pro career. Couldn't ask for a nicer guy. Did eventually leave the organization, but boy, what a treat to have him down here. Handled it like a pro. Might not have been the best situation, but it's also a thrill for Roadrunner fans who did get a chance to see McCulloch play for this hockey team and really enjoy him being a part of the organization, even for a little bit of time there. Nice glove saved by Puckarian. But number 4 is Zbynek McCulloch. Good to see him out there and obviously sticking around in the Phoenix area, being a part of this Coyotes Alumni Association, and a guy who, really gave a lot to the organization, a lot of good years of service.
Yeah, definitely one of the names that I remember watching on the Coyotes in his brief tenure here with the Roadrunners, and definitely one of the, I think probably, I can't be certain, but probably one of the younger guys when it comes to this Coyotes alumni roster.
That probably would be a good guess.
Compared to some of the other guys, but you can see he's not long removed from the game, and no matter how long removed these guys are, this is obviously their second home here on any sheet of ice. Just a little bit hard to get the chemistry going when you played with each other for exactly 0 amount of minutes before a game.
There's Lowell with a shot and a glove save there.
Puckarian with 2 good glove saves there, one on Selman, one on Lowell, not allowing this 1-goal lead to get given up here.
Well, see, that's just it. This is the Grant Fuhr model. You might give up 7, but I'm not giving up 8. He's trying to keep this one. It is 8-7 for the NHL Alumni, but we still have a little less than 14 minutes left to go in the second half. And, you know, one of the nice things about this alumni organization coming out here, they'll do a post-game autograph signing. They love to promote hockey in Arizona, and that's part of what the Coyotes alumni does. They promote hockey. They try to get kids interested in the sport, and you know what? Parents who might be pointing to players like Gary Roberts and saying, boy, I remember when, or even, you know, some of the younger grandparents in the audience, you can be a hockey fan of any age and appreciate the skill that's out there. But, you know, as a young fan watching, and we have several in attendance, watching these guys out there on the ice, I mean, these are their heroes wearing these Arizona jerseys, as well as some of the guys in the Coyotes jerseys. And so you want to emulate your heroes, you get hooked on the game, you want to play it. Even if you don't go anywhere with it, you still play a men's league in your life. It's a great thing.
And we've certainly seen in the last couple of years here in the local Tucson community, it's, you know, not just in Arizona, but in Tucson, youth hockey has been exploding. And this U of A hockey program is how, you know, a lot of younger guys, you know, younger kids get introduced to this game of hockey. It's really fascinating to see just, you know, after the games for the U of A when they play against ASU, just how many young fans are waiting for an autograph, whether they play hockey or not. And this U of A team is very committed to community service. They do an incredible amount with the community and for youth hockey in Tucson. So good to see, you know, the Alumni Association for what they do Arizona-wide, and then what the U of A is able to do locally in Tucson to continue growing this incredible game that everyone here has a complete, absolute love for.
And I don't want to exclude the girls or women. I mean, I do my Sunday night show, my Talking Puck TV, with Mike Haynes, who's a former voice of the Avalanche. He's got a daughter who plays at Buffalo State, and, you know, he's big into the women's hockey scene. I have a niece who's learning to play, and, you know, I love seeing her, and I have a nephew who plays too. I just love seeing what the kids are doing out there on the ice. Oh, no! Oh, no!
Okay, as long as everyone gets up, you could hear the helmet crunch.
Oh, goodness. There was 2 zigs and there should have been a zag.
Oh, a little bit of Keystone Cops. A little wobbly on the skates there. Oh, you could hear.
I think that was Drake. It might have been Roberts who ran into Conley. We have 2 number 8s. I think that was Roberts ran into Conley, and Conley's feeling it. Oh, he's feeling it.
Diane on her last night is going to get
oof.
Another treatment of.
Yeah.
Oh, you could just hear the helmet crunch from up here.
Craig Conley. And, yep, Diane's working.
Yep.
No game off.
No nights off, even at the Alumni.
Oh, goodness. He looked a little wobbly going off there. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I know that's not fun. And you know what? The worst hits are the ones you don't expect.
Because you're just not braced.
No, you're not ready. You're not, and you get hit by your own guy. Those are always the worst, because at least you know and you're expecting to get hit by the opposite team, but never your own guy.
No. Especially not in this style format of a
right,
game. You're never expected to be hit at any point.
Well, and that's the thing, is even like if you're playing at a high rate of speed, at least maybe you're kind of on your game toes, I'll say, and maybe you can avoid or try to brace for the impact. But when it's just so casual, that's a rough one.
Good. It looks like Connolly's doing all right there on the bench.
Yes.
Hopefully this will just become something for them to giggle about over a couple beers later. But oof, just the sound of that from up here, even with the headphones in. But what I was trying to say before that little incident was, you know, that's one of the most exciting parts of, you know, the expansion of this hockey program is the women's program coming to the U of A, being able to provide a product on the ice to inspire, you know, young women all around Tucson who maybe haven't seen someone like them, you know, play hockey live, and to see, you know, the women's program and adaptive sled hockey, and just, you know, hockey is for everyone, absolutely. And
well,
in Tucson, that's just going to continue to be more and more true with the options.
And you mentioned that. I mean, we're going to see, there's a nice shot with a glove save there as Cowie let it go from long range. But, you know, Sebastian, you mentioned the options that'll be coming here with, I mean, for the University of Arizona and youth leagues and adult hockey and the adaptive hockey and all these different programs are going to be there, not just through the university, but available to the residents here. You know, I mean, we're part of the community here, and to know that there's going to be ice available to grow the game here is just tremendous.
Well, not only that, but when I was speaking with Frank Knott, the developer who's integral in the creation of the Mosaic Ice Place, Mr. Knott's very committed to a community-oriented program, providing opportunities for underserved communities to play hockey with, there can be a lot of barriers to hockey. You talk about ice time, then you talk about equipment, you talk about coaching, and you talk about, the involvement it takes for a parent to get their kid to the rink. There's so much going on for, a kid to be able to begin playing hockey. So the more barriers of that we can break down over time here in Tucson, the better it'll be for the community and hockey as a whole.
It is still an 8-7 Alumni lead here, and we are about 8 minutes left in this runtime half. I wonder if U of A is going to really try to pour on the pressure here. Let's see if they can get a tie and maybe forge ahead, as they had the first goal of the game, but I don't think they've led since then.
I don't believe so either.
But they've come back to make it pretty close.
Maybe this is where you start triple shifting Selman and Lusby. Put them out there on a line together and see what they can do.
See how open it does get here. As U of A trying to push in over the line. McCulloch will end up with it. He just wheels it to the right side. Leave it back across for J.J. Daigneault. 21 years in the NHL for Daigneault. Around far, that's a tremendous amount of time to play
the
hockey.
numbers you see, guys with over 1,000 games played at the NHL level. It doesn't matter if you're a fourth line guy your whole career, or you go from first to fourth over the course of it. 1,000 games is just an absolutely unreal accomplishment. And something that's I think we're not going to see as much of going forward in the future is it's harder for guys to stay in the NHL for as long as these guys did. Partially just because, playing a little bit of a different era where maybe speed wasn't going to hurt you as much. But we see now with the way the NHL is, you talk about these older guys who are 28, 29 years old. That's considered old by today's NHL standards in a lot of ways. So it's just fascinating to see where the game is going and how many guys that, we consider young players here in the league who are going to be able to get accomplishments like 1,000 games.
Marshall kind of stumbled in offside, and they did whistle that one down. I think that's probably what, and we're going to have a chance here for a little bit of a whistle and a break, and that's probably what they were talking about, to get a few more whistles in there for the Alumni.
One more time, U-of-A.
And Sebastian's going to head downstairs. Sebastian Janik is going to go down to ice level. He's got dual duties here after the game. He's going to try to grab some interviews for us, but also he's got to play photographer down there. And so Sebastian will be busy. Oh, I think we got another penalty shot. That was not an offside call. There was a penalty called on the play. Or do we have a timeout? Let's see here. Yeah, indeed we do. Brian Carlin is going to have the penalty shot. Here's Carlin bringing it in to the forehand. Blocker save, Bavalsik. Oh, he juggled it, but he kept it out. Big stop right there for Bavalsik. Nice job. Not an easy one. That one kind of rolled up on him. Those are always dangerous when they're darting towards the top of the net. But again, Biff handling that one pretty well. Face-off will be to his right. And that'll be sent around to the far side, kept in at the right point there by Carney. And a chance in the slot. Adams has stopped. Rebound sent the other way. Maybe we'll see the Alumni try to stretch this lead a little, but Lowell, a feed in front, couldn't quite get it over to Selman. And U of A will work the puck around. They trail by a goal, 4:35 in this runtime half left to go. There's a pretty good hook in there by D'Angelis. And now the puck stolen back. Wrap around in front. Two try third, and that's stopped by Pogharian. Nice job by Selman. Trying to get something going out there along with Ziegler. And now a puck bounced on the left side, picked up by Walker. Whoop, Walker pulled down. Maybe he just lost an edge there. Holt turns around to apologize to him. Walker will pick it up. Tries to flip the puck to himself, leaves it off. Here's Adams back over. Walker to the backhand, shut down by Bavalsik. And now pushing it ahead on the right side. Here's a chance. Shively put his shot high over top of the net. Ziegler able to keep it in as it wraps its way around to Cowie. Just looking at some of these guys out there. We were talking about the veteran experience. Greg Adams, 17 years. Keith Carney, 16 years. J.J. Daniel, 21, as we mentioned. But Dallas Drake, 16 years in the NHL. And McCulloch, 16 years in the NHL as well. Gary Roberts, 22 seasons. That's a lot of experience out there on the ice. Sent down, and now a little bit of a race for it. Pavalsik's going to come way out and play it up the middle. McCulloch ends up with it. They'll slide it across away from Johansson. Daniel up the right side with it. That one is tipped on. La Raza on the right wing side. La Raza flips that one up the near wall, but well, it's turned right back over. Carson with it. And that one shoved to the point, and now here's Vance. Vance is up one-on-one against J.J. Daniel, trying to go to the backhand, and Daniel pokes it away. That centering attempt knocked down by Daniel. He'll feed it ahead and head off for the changes. La Raza moving it ahead. La Raza cutting to his left. Long wrister in, looking for the tip there, and that one was knocked away to the corner. Puck ends up behind the net. 2:20 to go here in this contest. 8-7, NHL Alumni in the lead. Arizona pushing for the equalizer. I would really like to see if Arizona's going to pull the goalie. Vance trying to move in. And the Alumni instead with a break the other way. Here's Adams on the right side, leaving it into the high slot. Chance for Vukonich. Knocked away to the corner. Adams with it once again on that near wing. And that one is cleared out to center. Drake will just play it on back. He'll go cross ice. And brought in by Dangelis, putting it into the corner. Jones after it. One of the graduating seniors on this UA hockey team. Sofrano playing it up the near side. And almost turned over at the line. That was Drake sniffing for that turnover there. Lusby with it. He'll just dump it in. Adams up that left side. 1:10 to go here in the game. Left side, here's another chance. A shot blocked in front as cutting across was Walker. Back comes U of A. There goes Pavalsik to the bench. Lusby on the right wing to feed it back in front. Didn't get through. Lusby on it again. Turnaround through traffic, and that was deflected to the near side. Lusby on the right half wall. That one is fired down low, missing the net by Heck. U of A with the extra man on the net is empty. Here's Timor on the right side with his wrister. Stop side of the net. Selman trying to jam it short side. Couldn't put it home. Selman on the near wing. Fan on a pass. Timor behind the net. Looking for a seam to shove it in front here. Time running down. 23 seconds. Shot tipped just wide of the net. Here's Selman. He'll flip it to the point. Lusby feeding it over to the far side. Timor back over. Lusby through traffic, and a save made with the left pad by Pogharian. And the puck is flipped out down the ice, rolling towards the empty net. It will not make it. Turned right back. 5 seconds to go. Can U of A get a shot? Selman at the horn. Can't get it to go. 8-7 is your final between the Alumni and the Arizona Wildcats.
The Wildcats are 27 shots on goal. The Alumni 31 shots on goal.
Well, they did keep shots on goal. 31-27. And now we'll get the handshake at center ice. A lot of fun had in this game.
Born in the national tournament.
So the Michigan Dearborn, the opponent on Thursday, is again, we will have as much coverage as possible through social media for you. But this is the end of our YouTube broadcasts. And just want to say thank you so much to all the fans who have been there all season long. And you know what? It's been another wonderful season of Arizona Wildcats hockey. Always an enjoyable time out there. But our thanks also to the Coyotes alumni coming down, playing this game, helping to promote the sport of hockey here in Tucson. As everybody goes through the line and Boy, a spirited finish to that one. And Sebastian Janik down there. We'll get a photo with both teams together here, and then maybe we'll get a chance to get perhaps maybe an interview or two down there. We're still going through the handshake line. So we'll stick around for that as the fans file out here tonight from Tucson Arena. The final time the Wildcats will skate here on the home ice venue. 7 graduating seniors this year. And boy, it's great to see. Look at all of those players just down there on the ice who had a great time tonight. And everybody enjoying themselves, alumni getting together, and you know, some of these guys who may have been teammates in the past or played against one another in the past. And there's a lot of ribbing that goes on in the locker room, a lot of jokes that get passed around. And, of course, across the generations, a lot of stories that are told as well. And so it's great experience for some of these young Arizona hockey players, whether they go on to play minor pro, maybe they try their luck in Europe, or maybe they won't play after college. They may just go in and, you know, get into a job with whatever their degree may be, and instead may choose to play some senior hockey, some adult league hockey. And that could easily be, oh, here we go. Here's Chad Berman down there on the ice.
Some NHL greats like this.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching a lot of these guys, so it's definitely cool for me to watch. They clearly can still play and think the game, so it's fun to see the little plays and just to have a nice, fun, kind of loose, relaxed environment for the fans.
And for the fans who are trying to find a way to, you know, find our coverage of the national tournament moving into next week, can you give a little where we'll be able to post stuff and where they should look out for on updates on the team's progress?
Yeah, definitely. We play Thursday night against Michigan Dearborn. You can see it on Hockey TV. We'll be sure to broadcast the link. It is a pay-for site, but hopefully we'll get a big boost from home and we can keep making you guys proud.
Yeah, we'll be doing our best on Twitter and Instagram, all our social media pages. So follow us and stick with us for the national tournament. Thanks, Coach.
All right, so there's the chat with Chad Berman, who, you know, he's a hockey fan like all of us, you know. Berman grew up playing hockey himself and some junior hockey as well, but a tremendous opportunity for these players out here to mix and mingle with these NHL alumni and have a great time. So I just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in, and again, thank you to the fans for following us all season long. NHL Alumni with an 8-7 win over your Arizona Wildcats tonight. This is Tom Callahan saying thanks. We'll see you from the national tournament in St. Louis on Thursday. This is Wildcats Hockey.